I genuinely don't know. What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself.
You can't.
No! Run now! Harry, it's not me. Or no. What? Fuck. Oh, it's not me who has to make it through. No, it's you who has to make it through. I know it.
Not me. Not Hermione. You. Hello and welcome back.
Hello and welcome. Welcome back to this functional duo.
Starring Sarah.
Who do I want to be today?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Winnie the Pooh?
I never think about him.
Really? I think about him all the time.
Really?
Yeah, his little like crop top. Oh, I love.
Why doesn't he have any pants?
Because he's a bear. He
just
lets it all hang out.
He's just bottomless all the time.
Yeah, of course. Me too.
Got to be bottomless to get to the top.
Of course. That's a quote. You're a poet.
Yeah.
Sarah's been a poet today.
That's okay. That one I kind of stole. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah. I actually think I'm doing okay, and I think it's because the weather is getting better here, and I think I just realized I had seasonal depression.
Can I tell you about that quickly? Oh my God. I woke up one morning and the sun was golden and warm and it was shining through my window and I felt warm and the birds were singing outside, tweet, 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 and I could open my window for a fresh breeze.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm in a basement suite right now. So like in the winter, it gets freaking cold.
And dark.
And
Yeah.
scary. The only sad thing now about spring coming around is I do notice more spiders.
I saw one last night in my basement because we have like a utility room right now that's not like, it's not built out yet. And sometimes I'll just check to see that, everything's in order. We have a window in there. So sometimes I'm like, is the window still closed kind of thing. And I walked and looked at the window and there was just a little spider. He was just hanging out by the window and I made contact with it and I was like, we're cool. Like you can stay because when we now have an agreement that you're going to kill all the centipedes in this room.
Oh, period.
And if you don't uphold it, then I will come for you. But if you do, currently I've seen no centipedes. So I think he's holding his end of the deal. But I will let him live. His name is Hubert and he's okay.
Hubert.
Yeah.
Aw, I
Yeah.
love Hubert. I hate centipedes though. They are horrible. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know who decided that they were okay to exist in this
Someone
world.
who likes legs, I must say.
Someone who really likes legs.
Yeah.
He said keep going with the legs.
Yeah.
I actually want millions.
He went, more. Literally.
And then made a monstrosity.
Yeah.
I've only seen one centipede in my basement in my room and it was dead already. Like it was just lying on the floor dead.
I see them all the time. Actually, I see them so much that when I see them and they're only in the utility room, but when I see them, I immediately step on them and then I'll leave them. I can't really tell you why. It just happens. And then I'll forget about them and then they'll dry into the concrete. And so when you go into my utility room, you'll see like stripes on the floor and it's every centipede I've fucking killed. And I hope it sends a message to the other centipedes so that when they come into my house, they see like the souls of their lost fallen brothers and they
Damn.
leave.
That's evil. I kind of love that though. As
Like,
you should.
tell everybody.
No. Yeah.
You go and tell. I'll leave you alive, so you go tell the village about me.
You
and
see
never
how-
come back.
What happened to Uncle Centipede?
Yeah,
That's gonna happen to you too, bitch.
yeah.
Just wait.
He went away for the spring, and he did not come back.
He
in the
never came
winter.
back.
Yeah,
Oh my God. As you should. I
Yeah.
kind of love that you're making your own pattern though.
yeah. It's good. It's gonna be like
When you kill them, you should like line them to make like flower design.
not tic-tac-toe. Connect the dots.
Yeah. I like that too.
Love
Okay.
it. But yes, I like a few days ago, I came out of work and I was like, I feel so good. Like, why is today so good? And it was because the sun was out. And I'm like, maybe I was seasonally depressed. Maybe February was a hard month.
It was a rough month.
Seasonally.
January was too though.
Yeah. And it's funny because we didn't get as much snow this year as we've gotten in the past. But I just feel like it was just dank. Like, it was just not good.
Well, February, like it's not even the snow that's the worst part. It gets to minus 45 degrees for no reason.
And no one wants to leave their home.
No
like,
one
it's
wants
just
to go anywhere. No one knows how to drive. It's too cold. Your car doesn't start. And you're like, well, what now? What?
Yeah, the sun comes out at like 10 a.m. and you're like, great. And then it sets at 3 and you're like, great. Like, it's just...
That's the worst part, I think, is like the sun going away halfway through the day and you're just like, I guess I'm in darkness.
I know.
Hello, darkness,
that's when
my
you
old
realize
friend.
that you're a creature of like the sun. You're like, I need the sun to like be okay. Like,
Yeah.
I realized this past week that the sun actually makes me a happy person.
I am kind of getting into this new, I don't know, rhythm, I guess, of like viewing the sun very differently because I'm a Leo. I'm the only horoscope who's ruled by the sun.
Because I'm a Leo.
But I'm ruled by the sun, so I feel like I have like I don't know. I feel like I should have a closer connection to the sun, and I hide away from it more so than I like enjoy it. So my New Year's resolution that I just discovered like yesterday is to be in the sun more.
That's cute.
But with sunscreen.
You should take up running.
No, actually not. I've decided
you'll see the sun a lot if you go running.
I actually decided I don't want to be
what if
part
you
of the
take up
sun.
walking?
Well, I like walking. I don't mind walking every now and then. I just get bored. Not so much like the walking itself. It's just my neighborhood's not a good place for walking because there's no like paths. Like you're just walking through playgrounds where kids are
That's
playing.
fair, but you're not far from the train tracks. You should just walk down that path.
They close that shit out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like driving by it. There's like, it's fenced, obviously safety, but we used to sneak and like play by the train tracks like a bunch of hooligans.
Are they putting apartments there now?
I think so. They are.
Capitalism.
It's going to happen.
It.
I know. It's
what a
just,
shame.
Can y'all just like figure out the economy first? Make it affordable before you start building. How about that?
Yeah. Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about something that Spencer has long awaited wanting to talk about, but I'm going to start with a new topic for the podcast. Welcome to Dysfunctional Duo. This is Sarah's Hyperfixations of the Week. Doo-ba-doo-doo. Hello, our ADHD queens and kings. Welcome to Hyperfixation of the Week.
I love that.
I found that I talk a lot about things that I've been thinking about in the week before we film, and I have a problem with hyperfixating.
It's not a problem.
And I'm okay with that. I think I've come to terms with the fact that sorry, I saw something behind me, but I think it's my hair.
It's your shadow?
No, it's my... What the fuck? Oh, it's the camera. There's a border on the camera, and I thought it was behind me. We're fine.
It's a centipede. It's huge. It's like, I heard you, bitch.
Like, guess what? You already know this one because I told you. I was perusing. Okay, first of all, I have a tendency to like find something and then just, whether it's like a clip or a song or like a game, and I literally just like, it becomes everything I am for like 2 weeks and then I forget about it. And this week I had come across it before, but I feel like I didn't really like lean into it. But I come across this song on Instagram, which was like the most interesting song ever. And
for a second I was like, I don't think I know what you're talking about, but I absolutely do.
Yeah, you do, because I sent you like 2 videos.
You sent me 2 videos, and like honestly, I get it because it's kind of a bop.
It's such a bop.
It's such a bop.
So I was on Instagram and I came across this video of like, it was like part of the music video, and it was for a song called "Half Horse, Half Man" by OCT. Yes, I did say half horse, half man, and the song is about this guy who's trying to find love, but he's a centaur and everyone else is not. And so he's like just a centaur man in a big world with normal human beings.
I don't see the problem.
And so he's like meeting people online, and he meets this chick, and then he's like, fuck, I'm a half horse, half man, but like I want to find love. And the whole song's about him like getting through that. Anyways, these guys, this is for sure the new like Gangnam Style. What does the fox
Lonely
say?
Island.
The Lonely Island. It's very similar to like, it's very slapsticky. It's very like
parody.
But the music video and the way they sing, like they give it their fucking all, and it is a bop, bro. It is a bop. Do yourself a favor and look up Half Horse, Half Man and just watch the music video, and then after, watch the lyric video, because these 3 guys deserve all the praise that is coming from this song. I don't know how they wrote this, but I need to know how.
I want to know the creative direction, why they chose this
Yes.
to sing about. I honestly, what I love about it is it does bring me back to the Lonely Island days, those early YouTubes where people just making stupid parodies or stupid songs about whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, it's a good song.
It is a good song.
It's like kind of crazy. Like Sabrina Carpenter, Step Aside, Mama.
Yeah.
Like your espresso last year.
Yeah.
Horseman today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes.
Also, if you were to meet a horseman, would you? It depends on which side's horse.
I'll one up you.
Okay.
If you were to meet Tumnus from Narnia, would you?
No.
You wouldn't?
I couldn't. No. Tumnus? What's his name?
Is it Tumnus?
Mr.
Tumnus?
I know who you're talking about. The goat man. First of all, it's a goat, not a horse. Because he's Professor X. So like kind of. But like no.
No?
No. No.
Boy is fine as hell.
You want to play with that little tail?
No. If I met him and saw his face, I would accept the bottom half.
I don't know. I feel like he'd step on my foot and I'd get really upset about it.
Okay, so then I'll swing the question back at you. Half horse, half man?
Yeah. No. No. Depends. No. I can't. Ow. Absolutely not. The final answer. It would have to be like, no. Maybe like a mini pony, half mini pony.
What does the deduction in size change for you?
Mama. Changes a lot.
This video is watch yourself.
How do I put this?
We're still monetized.
How do I put this? A horse, I think it's too large of an animal for me to have in my bed. He would take up too much room.
That's why you get the California King.
Oh. What? But like, I don't know. Like, is he still horse? You know, like, do I need to put him in a barn?
It's not like he can take it off. Like, yeah.
Can I race him?
Yeah, you'd lose. For sure, you could race him.
I don't race him. Like, not on foot. I mean, like, I put him into, like, horse racing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why that relationship would be the best, because he's your quick out. You got to run, hop on that back, and go.
I guess so. I just, like, we couldn't have children. That's what I'm trying to say. We couldn't have children.
Well, this song says otherwise, so.
This song does say
I'm going to play a little bit for you guys just so that you can get a little taste of it, because I need to share. I wish Spotify would tell me how much I've played this song.
How did you come across this song?
It was on Instagram.
Was it literally just like chance?
It was just, I just swung across the video, and then I spent like a day after humming this song over and over. And then I needed to play it. Like, I needed to play it so much that I no longer wanted to listen to it. That's how much I needed to play it.
Oh, so it was like you were like singing it in the shower.
Bro, I'm telling you, I feel like I've played this song like 150 times this week. Like,
what a stupid song to hyperfixate on, but I get it.
Okay, I'm going to play this song for you guys so you can hear. Like, who gave you permission to be so good?
Right? The music video was just as good too.
I gotta show you guys the chorus. I won't play the whole song. The noises. It's so good, you guys.
It's so good, though.
That's what I am. So that's my hyperfixation of the week. And I apologize for absolutely nothing, because y'all killed it. And yes, the music video is better. And like, they did not have permission to go so hard.
They had no permission.
And it's so good. Like, I don't know. Weird Al, step aside. These guys are here for a while. Like, I hope they just bring out more bangers.
Who are they?
They're called OCT.
OCT.
It's so good. Like, it's so good. And I know I'm not the only one who's heard the song because it is going viral right now, but I am so into it. Like, I can't fast forward when I hear the song. Like, I have to listen to it.
It's such a good song. I kind of want to play it for a Victorian child and be like, "What do you think of music? What do you think of this? Do you like it? This is what your future is.
Yeah.
You should give up now."
We're all centaurs in the future. I don't know. It was so good. And like, again, watch the music video and then watch the lyric video because the lyric, they're like singing into mics. But again, they just don't have permission to go so hard. And they do. They just took it to a whole new level. The guy with the mini sunglasses, he's my favorite. I don't know who you are, but I need to meet you because you're a vibe. Like, he just knows how to like sing in the microphone and then like pull away at the right time. I'm like, damn. Boy's got charisma. Like,
that's who we think we are.
Oh yeah, he's main character energy for sure.
Absolutely.
And when I sing in the car, that is how I visualize myself singing. I probably don't look that way, but that's what I see when I see myself.
When I'm in the car singing, I'm Elphaba singing Defying Gravity.
Oh.
That's me. That's who I am.
Oh, she also didn't have permission to go so hard and she just knocked it out of the park, man.
Oh my god. Even Ariana Grande. Like, you killed that. Like, her vocals in that made me like respect her so much.
Yeah, it was so good. Anyways, that's Sarah's hype fixations.
Thanks
of
for
the
sharing.
Week. Yes.
I hope it gets stuck in your head now.
Yes, you're welcome. I hope I spread
the love for horses.
The addiction of half horse, half man. You're welcome.
I like a good half. No, I don't. I'm just so lying. I could never.
I'm just so lying right now.
Well, what if I like sneak up behind him and then he kicks me?
Okay, but if you had to pick, would you rather have the horse on the top or the bottom?
Probably on the top.
You're wild.
No, I'm standing by that.
You're wild. That is insane. Actually, no, it's not. You're a horse girl. That's what you are.
I don't think I am.
Well, that's giving horse girl.
Is it? I feel like the normal centaur is horse girl because it's like, let's jump logs together. I don't know what they do. Whereas like
find me a book. Somebody will. It exists. Find me a book of a love story of somebody falling in love with a centaur.
I'm sure it exists. Isn't it in Harry Potter? Doesn't that happen? No.
No one falls in love with it.
Oh, not the it. Hi.
It's a very weird time for you to walk in.
Centaur's human or half human too.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't fall in love with anybody.
Well, he should.
Yeah, he was pretty majestic.
I mean, the way he jumps, come on.
He didn't age well. CGI wise, he did not age well.
No,
but
most CGI doesn't. Okay, I take your centaur and I raise you one with the Scorpion King from the second Mummy movie.
Oh dear God, it's so rough, man.
It's so awful.
It's so rough.
But like that, I might fuck around and find out.
But what's the difference between a centaur and a mermaid then? Because they're both the same.
Well, one's a fish.
Like, well, yeah, but you're still getting a half of an animal. Like, isn't that the fixation?
I mean, kind of. Mermaids to me make less sense because like horses, at least like they work the same as a human. It's just the shape is different. Whereas like a mermaid, you're just like, that's a fin. Like, what are you doing with that?
What do you mean the shape is the shape is a little different? It's very different. If anything, the mermaid is similar to us. At least we can hold the pose similar to a mermaid. No one was in the field. Well, actually, that's not true. That's probably people were. But like, you know, when we were kids, we were playing mermaids. But I don't remember sitting in a field going, I'm a horse now.
Well, no.
But actually, I feel like people would.
Because nobody wants to be a centaur. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. But I don't think people want to be centaur. Mermaids are more like majestic and beautiful. It's like an ocean.
A centaur is beautiful too. See, this is the whole point of the song. There's too much stigma around the centaurs.
I guess so. You know what? Fair enough. You make your point. I concur. Okay, fair enough. But I still think that a centaur... I would agree that a centaur is better than a mermaid.
I disagree with that.
You would pick the mermaid or the merman. I don't know.
I totally would, dude.
What? But like, for what reason?
Because he can open up a whole new world for me.
Yeah, in the water.
Yeah.
We could wear like a scuba suit
No,
every time you see him.
No, he'll kiss me and magically I'll become a mermaid. Because that's what happens in fairy tales.
What if you become like a guppy?
What if I become like the fucking striped yellow fish from Little Mermaid?
The flounder?
Flounder.
Oh my god. What if you become like an orca?
What if that's what Ursula was?
No, she's an octopus.
Well, yeah, but what if she fell in love
She's
with
a
a
s-
mermaid and then she kissed and she turned into an octopus?
And
And that's why she hated
hates love.
Ariel, is because, oh, the lore is deep with this one, you guys.
Ooh.
She hates Ariel and her love for the man because she's like, sis, I already did this. You kiss him and you're going to turn into an ant. Like, it's not going to happen for
Not the
you.
ant.
You want to be a land creature, but not the right one.
Yeah, that's a different.
And so she's like, I'll take your voice so that he doesn't, like, because if he can't hear you speak, then he won't know that you're a mermaid. And then, like, you're a commoner. It's fine. Like, then you'll come back and understand that I actually was here helping you.
She's not the villain.
What if, oh, the lore is so deep with this one, you guys. What if the reason she hates her father, like Ariel's father, is because he's the one that turned her into the octopus?
Oh, she fell in love with him and she kissed him, being like, I'm going to be one of you.
Yeah.
And then she turned into an octopus and he was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm not into the tentacle thing. Sorry.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
she's
sorry.
well, fuck.
If you want to be the queen, you have to be a mermaid, not
You
an
have to be a
octopus.
mermaid. You turned into the wrong thing. I
And
don't
so
want
she's
you
like,
anymore.
fine, I'll take your crown and your tail.
Yeah. And I'll turn your daughter into a shrimp.
So is she really the villain?
No, she's not. Save Ursula.
Rest my case, judge.
Clean Ursula's name of any slander. She doesn't deserve it. It's true. Poseidon, though?
I can't even. Yeah, well, and in the like Greek mythology and stuff, like Zeus and Poseidon are like kind of like nasty bitches. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like
been nasty.
sick freaks
Sickest.
and like
Disgusting.
mean, like horrible people.
I love Greek mythology.
Ruthless. They're ruthless.
they're
People
just-
like I saw a clip of like a story being unfolded about like one of the stories where Zeus falls in love with a human, but he pretends to be like the woman's husband. So he
Mhm.
like masks himself. And so but he's like kind of cruel to her and then he's nice to her and she was like, I didn't know who to expect. And then she realizes that this guy isn't her husband. It's like somebody else. And then it turns into Zeus. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you're a god? Okay, that's fine. And then it's like, no, I'm Zeus. And they're like, no, like, not you. Anybody but you.
Wait, she's found out he was Zeus?
And she was
like,
not happy.
Ew.
Yeah.
It could have been like, I don't know.
Wasn't Zeus the one who
any of
also
your
turned
brothers?
Medusa or like resulted in Medusa turning into Medusa?
I
Was that
actually
Zeus or was that
have
Poseidon?
no- I think that was Poseidon.
Somebody fell in love with her and then
I think it was Poseidon.
another goddess got like, she was prettier than Aphrodite, I think. And then Aphrodite turned her into Medusa.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
But do you know that Poseidon and Medusa have a baby together and it's Pegasus?
how does that happen?
Period. And that's how you get centaurs.
And that's how you get half man, half horse. All the way back to the beginning. Thank you. I rest my case. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I
All right.
love that was your hyperfixation. Thank you so much for telling
You're
me.
welcome. I'm so glad I could tell you. All right, on to the next note because this is your story, babe.
Oh, the Squid Games.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like this is a little late because the second season of Squid Games has come out already. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. If you haven't, spoiler alerts ahead. They messed up the writing on this show so badly that it like actually infuriated me. As an inspiring but very unsuccessful writer myself, I just like everything that they did. They made all the wrong choices, and like I don't feel like I'm alone when I say that the second season was so underwhelming that I don't even give a rat's behind about the third season. I am gonna see it just for the sake of like finishing the series, but I was
Yeah.
just so mad and disappointed. Before I get into it, I do want to know like what did you watch it? What were
I
your
did.
thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was like as disappointed as you were. I think it definitely felt I get where you're coming from because like you watch through 10 episodes and then you see that there's only 2 left and you're like either things are going to happen like mad quick or nothing's going to happen. And so it was like all this built up anticipation for like nothing, but I also believe that this season was truly like a filler season. I think that this was to prepare us for the next season where everything's going to happen. So, and then recently I had seen that they had announced that like Squid Games is like Netflix is releasing like 5 Squid Game shows.
What do you mean?
Like they're extending the 3rd season of like this story that we're currently watching They're doing an American version where people go into the game in the States. They're doing like a World Series version where like everyone comes from different parts of the world and plays. And then they're doing a story about the original guy, like the guy who runs it all now. He was a player in the game. They're doing his story, and then they're doing the first Squid Game ever.
Oh, so they're just Hunger Gaming.
What they're doing is they're like Avengering Marvel Studio.
Oh, they're making their own Squid Game universe.
Yeah, they're multiversing this.
So these aren't like, because I know that they had challenges where it's like normal people like us just sign up to like
no, it's
do
like
the games.
it's like not reality TV. It's like scripted television.
Hold on. Pause my opinions on the show. If there is an American / like North American Canadian one, what would the games be?
Like
Red Rover.
Like if we're talking like children games,
like Rounders.
like Red Rover, something to do with a red ball.
Has to be.
Dodgeball, probably.
Oh my god, it's dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
But it's grenades instead of balls.
But you don't see it until you hit the ball and then the ball explodes. Yeah. Maybe like Skip It.
Oh my god. See, that's torture. Because Skip It, but it's like there's like spikes on the end of it. Because you know someone's going to hit their ankle.
Yeah, or like using a razor scooter, which also comes for the ankles.
It'd be like Mission Impossible from like gym class where they set it up.
Yeah.
But there's like pendulums and shit.
The one with the parachute, the rainbow parachute in the gymnasium where you have to like lift it and then people run around.
Right. They just unleash like bears into it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. You have to like hide under the rainbow.
Well, and I feel like there was a few ways you could play that game. Like you would do it and then people would run across, or like you would match with a person, then you'd have to switch spots with them. Or it was like Duck, Duck, Goose kind of where somebody was on the outside of the parachute and then they would touch somebody on the back and they'd have to chase them. And if it was like opposite, you would run opposite directions and the first person to hit the spot won. And then the other person would have to find another spot. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
So I feel like if you lost, you die. And then the next person would go around the circle and like the person. But then, you're just a person under a parachute. So like how do you. So maybe that one doesn't work. But I feel like something to do with the rainbow parachute. Something to do with those like floor not scooters, but they were like
the flat ones.
The flat ones that you would park your butt on and you would like always run over your fingers.
Yeah.
The blue, green, red ones. Something to do with that.
Ice skating?
No.
I actually don't. Hockey? Straight up just hockey.
If we're doing a Canadian, yeah. What else?
Right. I'm trying to think of like the games we would play as kids.
Well, we didn't really have any songs like that would be in the show.
That's kind of true. We didn't really have songs. We had like, what is it? The 4 square one? I can't remember. Like, again, it's been years since I was like a child.
Did you have a ball with it?
Yeah, like you had the red ball usually and there's 4 squares. I can't even remember. I think you'd have to like hit the ground with it and it would bounce up and you'd have to catch it or something.
What was the one that had like, it was like a stick and then I never played it, but it was one that you would throw a ball into and it was like a cone at the top and then there was holes that came out, like 4 holes at the bottom.
Oh, I don't think
there was like 2 or 3 in like on school grounds. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I never played that either. I don't know. It would be like Snakes and Ladders. Monopoly.
Floor is Lava.
The floor is lava. That would be a good one. That's a pretty common one.
Wall ball? Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe. But it was like, I think it was like 4 squares. I don't know, man. I haven't been a child in a long time.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, kind of wall ball, but that's not what I'm thinking.
It's kind of like, I'm surprised they're making so many. Well, if you are, okay.
Hold on. This is the games they played. One-room schoolhouses.
I don't know.
Cops and Robbers?
That's funny. I like that one. Cops and Robbers.
Hopscotch,
sure.
Marbles. Mother May I?
Mother May I?
Fucking, you know what our initial game would be?
Miss Mary Mac.
Not Miss Mary Mac. It would be What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf?
That's exactly. Oh my god, you just actually brought me back to my childhood with that one.
That's what the first game would be too.
It
like
would
the
be,
one where it's like red light, green light.
Yeah.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf? You get closer and closer, and if you run away, because you'd be like, what time is it, Mr. Wolf? And they'd be like 2:00, and you could take 2 steps.
Yes.
And then they'd be like, what time is it, Mr. No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the time
but
is
you
at
could
Mr.
you
Wolf,
could step or
6
you couldn't.
o'clock.
You could step or you couldn't, and you get closer to the wolf, and then you'd be like, "What time is it, Mr. Wolf?" And they'd be like, "Time to eat," and then they'd turn around and start chasing you, and if they grabbed you, you were the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those ones.
That would be the intro game.
Damn.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf? They have
That's
red light,
so
green light here
good.
too. Red Rover. Anybody who doesn't know this, Red Rover was the most ruthless game on the playground.
Oh, you get clotheslined.
And I was the most ruthless player. I
can see that.
fuck shit up with Red Rover. I would break hands if I had to. And I always went for the bigger people. And I was like a teeny tiny kid. But I had anger in my eyes, and so they got scared. But Red Rover was, you would be in a line facing each other. So there was 2 groups.
Like
Parallel to each other. And usually even numbers, and you would hold hands with your counterparts, and they go, Red Rover, we call Spencer over. And so Spencer would have to find a weak point in the line in order to break the line. And if she broke the line, then you would take a person back to your line, and if you didn't break the line, you would join the line. So depending on whose line got bigger would be the winning line. And so people would usually go for smaller people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the smaller person would usually have to pick a weakness in the line, and you'd have to run as hard as you could towards the line, and you'd have to break the barrier of 2 people holding hands. And if you got through, then you won. And if you didn't, then you'd have to join their line. And I always got through.
I don't know if I played that one. Like, I did play that one, but I don't remember.
7 Up.
Oh, and then if you don't guess right, you get like shot in the head.
Yeah. That would be a good one too. That would be like our version of like the Dalgona one. Diagonal, whatever the first season when they were like, scratching at the honeycomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, skipping and tetherball. Tetherball isn't what I was thinking, but tetherball would be...
Kickball would be good, because again, it's that red ball. It plays similar to how like baseball plays, but it's kickball.
Funnel ball is what I'm fucking thinking.
Oh, see, I don't think I ever played funnel ball.
Funnel ball. I never played funnel ball either. No one played the funnel ball. It was always just there.
Can we do like beer pong? Can that be part of it?
Maybe.
That's so interesting.
That's a good question.
Right?
But yes, I think that this season was a filler season. I think it was setting up for there's a lot of theories that go around this show as well as to what the final kind of toe-to-toe will be. You know, they hinted at the fact that the cop who's looking for his brother, which is ultimately the game master of Squid Games, he went missing. He realized that he was alive. He shot his brother. That was first season. I mean, spoilers if you haven't seen the show. But he said that it was his stepbrother. So that means that there's another familial connection outside of the 2 of them that could be connected to what people theorize him and the main character possibly being brothers. So I wonder if maybe he knows that and he's keeping him alive because of that. But I think it was all setting it up for like a big final showdown. You have to keep in mind too that like this is like a Korean show, and like Koreans aren't known to flop when it comes to stories. They may be a slow burn, but they're not really known to flop. They usually bring it, and when they bring it, they fucking bring it. So I trust in the writers to do right by their viewers. I will say that I thought that the one thing I was really disappointed by was that when they had the 10 people leave the room to go head to head with the soldiers, it was completely useless. It was so pointless. Most of them died because of it, and it seemed not necessary. So I feel like the way it led up to was a little weird, and I wish that they would have done it differently. But I do see it. I can see it going in a certain direction that I would like to see the story end. But I also don't know if I want to see him win or not. Like, I don't know.
Like the main character?
Well, like, is he a winner? Like, what happens if he brings down this corporation? Can he just continue? It's kind of like...
Well, technically, I mean, if what you're saying is like they're making more, then he will never win.
It's like Hostel, like, and what a weird comparison, but it's really what I can think of when I compare. Like, if you've watched the Hostel series, these, there's this private society that is doing things that are a little, well, not a little, very concerning. And a person's trying to bring down that corporation. And when they bring down one corporation, the rest of the corporation comes for that person to kind of keep that stable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I could never see him win because of that. But I'm like, do I want him to win? Like, do I want him to bring down this corporation? Like, what do I want out of this? I feel like I could see him becoming a martyr at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And almost like sacrificing. He's going to sacrifice himself. Like, I feel like he would sacrifice himself and like that would be the end of the show. But I genuinely don't know. What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself.
You can't.
No! Run now! Harry, it's not me. Or no. What? Fuck. Oh, it's not me who has to make it through. No. It's you who has to make it through. I know it.
Not me. Not Hermione. You. Period.
Anyways, so I feel like if he sacrifices himself, that would probably be the most ideal. But then, like, he still has a daughter, which we've forgotten about. Like, what about Sis in the States? Like, she wants to see her papa.
She gets into the American Hunger Games.
I don't know. It's not Hunger. Well, you.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Whatever.
That was last episode. But
Period.
I not last episode. Like.
It was a while ago.
It was last episode. It was last. No, it wasn't.
I don't know.
Episode 25, I think. So I feel like I don't really know where this could go, but I'm waiting. I feel like we can't call it when it's in the middle. Like, it's not over yet.
Okay, I will agree with that. That like they're clearly setting something up, and like I do trust that they like have a process which they're going through with the writing. That like, yes, this might have been a filler to like kind of get the like blocks into place before they like smash everything, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is incredible again. My thing is like, if you have to make a filler season though, then like the writing in itself,
no,
like I have an issue with that.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I also would say that like I felt like there was a lot of character development in the show, but a lot of the characters died. So it's like, was there really character development?
I didn't feel there was enough stake in this season. I think that's kind of like the point of the first season and kind of the magic of it is that we were all at the edge of our seats. Like, I will never not cry at Allie's death. I will never not cry at his death because it's just it was a pinnacle point of just like, no, this is real.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, there is only one. Like, we all kind of know it's only going to be one.
Yeah.
And, like, watching it happen the way that it did and falling in love with these characters and getting some backstory on these characters and then watching them die in such horrific and brutal ways in which, like, their family will never know what happened to them.
Yeah.
It's harrowing. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And the main character, part of, like, what makes him, in my opinion, so great is the fact that, like, he was just like everybody else. He didn't go into this knowing what was going to happen. He went in thinking like, oh shit, I'm going to make money. And was like, holy.
Yeah, but you have to remember that the first season, they left and came back. So they willingly stepped back into the match knowing that the risk was high.
Which I did love. I actually did kind of like that.
This season, they didn't leave.
No.
Enough people chose. And so I think this season's a lot about the human behavior of like, how far are you willing to go for the things that you need? Because he told them what they were to expect and they still chose to stay. So it is almost opposite of what happened last season, but the pattern was the exact same. The result was the exact same until they got to a breaking point where they're like, enough is enough. We can't leave. We'll make them like bend to the knee for us, and they failed. So I wonder what that will do to the main character, because he went from being this bright, like naive guy who like saw the best in everyone. This season he came in and was almost kind of like lost his glow and had one thing in mind and like was focused on that. And then he got the glow back because his best friend joined him in the show or in the game, and now his friend's dead. So it's like he keeps losing people, and I wonder if the responsibility, because he, to a certain degree, is to blame for that because he encouraged people to react that way in his eyes as like being the character.
Mm-hmm.
I can only see him like crumble under the weight or rise above it. Like there's only one or two ways for this to go for him. What the result of that will be, I don't know, but like there's just too much up in the air. The cop is stuck in the ocean right now
With a traitor.
with a traitor, probably a guy who won one of the previous games. And so that's the other thing to this that I feel like I'm curious to learn more about is like the people who are on the other side of the curtain who are running the show, what results in you ending up here, right? Like the one woman, she came because
She's looking for her daughter?
she's trying to get to her daughter, but there was a reason, like she just wants to take the people out. She doesn't want to like have the organs be donated. Some people are there for the money. I'm convinced that some people were recruited because once they win the game, now you're in. Like
I think that's my thing with this season is like it felt like it tried to do the same thing as the first season, which fair enough. I just found it was unsuccessful. There were so many loose threads, and sure they can come back and make a great third season that ties everything together. I just have a feeling it's not going to be like that, or they could have at least set up and like let us have a taste of that anticipation cuz like go girl, give us nothing. That's how I felt about this season. For one, in my opinion, he should have got on that plane. I do not like that he like changed his mind last minute and turned around because like that was the obvious thing for him to do. Like I knew he was going to do that. Also, his cherry red hair, mama, get a different wig. It wasn't that. That wasn't the moment.
That was also like a moment for 5 seconds. I thought it was going to be his whole new personality, and it lasted for all of 5 minutes.
Why did he dye his hair?
I don't know.
Why did he dye his hair that color? That's my problem. That's my main issue.
Also, like, the whole thing, the one thing I will challenge and the one thing I didn't like was, like, your whole thing as a character was being a father. And then you abandoned your daughter.
It's not a thing in the new season. Like, he's focused on this, which, like, again, fair enough. He had such a traumatic experience with it that he was like, I understand you're going to be okay. I have bigger fish to fry. Like, there's people murdering other people for fucking money and for fun.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess I get it. But then, like, yeah. Like, okay,
and
so
like,
his daughter doesn't matter?
Why, like, you know the corporation you're going head-to-head with. You know that they anticipate things. You know that they are well-planned. Why did you put one tracker in your tooth?
Right?
Like...
Well, okay. Okay, sorry. I'm... To reverse back.
Like, a girl brought a fucking...
She brought cigarettes up her
hoo-ha. Do you think that they checked that? Or do you think that she got through?
She got through. Well, she got through.
So then
she
why didn't he put like a tracker up his behind and then have one in his tooth? And so if they scanned his body for a tracker, they found one thinking that there was only one and then like move him on. Like I feel like you would have to be more prepared for something like that.
So, okay. Again, my thing, he should have gotten on the plane. But not because he's escaping. In my opinion, what should have happened is he won. I don't think he should have been let back in. I think the fact that they kind of were like, fuck it, you can come back in, it was silly to me. It just seemed like, because like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they'd be like, we know you're planning something. I think, and like, obviously they would have a counter, which is why his thing failed. And it just seemed so silly and like, useless to me. And it didn't have the stakes that it had because like, we already know because he's the main character that he's going to be okay, at least for until like the final season. Like you said, like he might be the sacrifice, but like we know that he wasn't going to die in the season. I think he should have gone. He should have used the money that he had, been super low key as much as he could, and built a team and said, hey, listen, this is what's happening. I'm telling you, you're probably signing up for death. So he's going to get people that are like probably likely
mercenaries
to go
and stuff. Yeah.
People that are likely to either go into the games themselves or have some sort of ability that like if they were in the games, they are physical, smart, blah, 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 whatever. And he should have used his money to build a team. And then what I think could have happened potentially is either he'd be like, listen, we're going to sneak cameras in. I want to expose this thing. I think him going in to be like, I'm going to expose it. You as one person aren't going to do dick all. To be like, you potentially could just die in the first game again. And then what?
Yeah.
I think him going back in the game, again, just totally removes any kind of a feeling of like anticipation of like, oh my God, are these people going to die? These characters I love, are they going to die? You kind of get it with the other characters. But I do feel like you don't fall in love with them the same way that you did with the first season. So I think if he built a team, and that team could have consist of, I remember absolutely none of the characters' names, but like the trans woman, love her. Love that she was an addition to this because I think
Yeah.
that her character is so cool. Like she's the badass character.
Well, and it's funny because she was in another show that I watched called Queen of Tears. That actor was the bad guy in that show. So, and he did it really well.
Oh, I bet.
Like he was like a toxic, like he was like obsessed with the main girl and stuff. He was like the evil guy. And so when I saw him in Squid Games, I was like, what are you doing here, boo? And then all of a sudden he like changed this character and made this, like he made her so likable, and I was floored by his acting ability.
Oh, he was incredible. You know, you could have had him, and then you could have had the guy who got the girl pregnant, and then he goes into the game and goes, oh my god, my ex-girlfriend, what the fuck are you doing here? Because then you get like a sense of like who these maybe characters are.
You're more invested.
Yeah, even like the son, and then he goes in and he's like, my mom's here. Wait, what's happening? Like,
well, and there's still that like connection, and this was the thing that also upset me was there was that dad whose daughter had cancer.
mm-hmm.
He went into the game, and then there was the girl on the other side who was a soldier, but I think he's dead now. Like I think it's over for him because like I actually think we see him get shot.
I honestly can't remember, but I'm going to
But
assume yes.
it's like so what was that all for? I definitely
Thank
also
you.
like this is how I feel like it should have gone. I don't think he should have gone on the plane. I think he should have teamed up with the cop.
Yeah, okay.
And they should have like teamed up with the cop early on, and they should have taken their own boat and gone and looked in the islands. They find the island where the game is happening. They go into the island, they invade, they fail, and then he's taken back forcefully into the game. And he has to survive another game. And then through that, he finds his triumph. But every game, they're trying to kill him.
It's against him.
And so now the stakes are way up because he's trying to survive. But they take all these people that he's teamed up with, and they also put them in the game. So not only is he trying to keep himself alive, he's trying to keep the people he cares about alive. Just like in Catching Fire and Hunger Games, where Katniss is forced to go back in. Now the stakes are way up and the relationships have developed. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that would be a really good third season.
I do agree. Like, I think, again, the way they went about it, like, I think it's okay that they failed. I guess in my mind, I do like the idea that, like, they were going to try to expose it. So the main character kind of is almost like he's watching in from the outside, maybe either trying to direct them. Again, like, she snuck in cigarettes the first season. And like, he kind of knows the process now. I'm sure he could find some kind of loophole into like, okay, let's try to get.
Or it would have been so cool
something.
if like he would have had like an ace in his pocket that we didn't see until the end.
And he has a lot of freaking money now. He has a lot of money.
Yeah.
I get he didn't want to spend it, and like I get that. But I
like,
feel like if he spent it to make a team or do something to go against this, it would have been better than him just kind of being like, I'm sad and I'm going to go back in the games.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for what though?
Yeah.
Like, you did this for what?
And like, if your guard's up in the game, don't you think that this one player who is like, what was his number? Like 001 or something? Like,
yes.
Wouldn't you find him to be a little odd? Like, wouldn't your guard be up just a bit?
That pissed me off. Because like, I'm pretty sure it was
especially when it happened to you once before already.
Thank you. That was like the one thing where it's like, not only is now the game master in the game, which we already knew who he was, so that's not like it's not like the twist that happened in the first one where it's like, oh my god, it's the old man the whole time. Like, that was great, but like, we know who he is. And to have him not only be in the game but be number one
and not come to the realization until he fails. And
that's like the protagonist being like, you know what? I'm traumatized, but I'm going to trust you again. Like, that just seems, it seems so, like, it's just silly writing. In my opinion, that's bad writing. Because, like, what do you mean he's gone through all of this? Literally, number one is the person that not only fucked him over, but killed all these people and who knows how many people before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go in and be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trust number one, period. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
I will say that the thing that is keeping me in the story is this, like, one principle that seems to be repetitive is that, like, one side of the group feels that their actions are justified and the other side of the group feels that their actions are justified. but because of the choices of the other group. So like the soldiers don't feel guilty about what's happening because the players are willingly participating every single time. They are choosing to do this to themselves. So they're like, we're not doing anything wrong because if they wanted to stop, they would. This destruction is of their own hand. Meanwhile, the players are like, the soldiers could stop this at any time, and they're not. And like, we're the victims in this matter. Like, there's this like victimization, like almost reflection of both counterparts. And they keep bringing up this thing of like, the main character is like, you're a monster, you did this to people. And then the captain is like, they're choosing this.
Yeah.
This is their choice. They do not have to participate if they don't want to, but it's like, how desperate do you have to be to put a price on your life?
And there's a few things I do like about this season. I don't hate all of it. But one of the things I did like is that like they kept voting and they'd be like, okay, but just one more.
One more game.
But just one more.
Just one more game.
Okay, but if we just survive one more and then it's like this much instead, it's so much better.
It's like that question. Like I watched somebody say this on the podcast recently, and I would genuinely wonder about this for you. It's like, how far are you willing to go for more? And it's like, this question's been going around. You have a bowl of grapes, and each grape is $50,000, and in one grape, there's 100 grapes, let's say, in the bowl. One grape is poisonous and would kill you instantly. How many grapes are you eating?
None of them. I don't care. Nothing's worth like my life like that. $50,000 is not worth my life.
See, but a lot of people
would probably take a few.
A lot of people will.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is the price of your life? And that's personal. But a lot of people, there's a price. And so
I get it. Like that analogy, that metaphor, it would be so tempting because you're like, there's 100 grapes, only one's poisonous. That's a pretty good statistic that you're going to have at least a few that aren't.
Yeah. And like, where's your moral code versus your desire? Like,
but then it falls into like an addiction.
If people want to, and I'm not one to like harp too much about this content creator. I don't watch a lot of his content. He's huge. Like, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when I'm about to say it. He came out with a show recently and we watched it. It's a reality show. And this show is what the reality show of Squid Games should have been.
Oh, interesting.
Mr. Beast came out with a show on Amazon called The Beast Games.
I've heard of it.
It is great. The stake, the question matter of what are you willing to put on the line? Like, is money versus your moral code stronger? And he has like hundreds of people in this game until you get to the winner. And they win like $10 million or something. It's a lot of money.
I'll go for 10 million.
It's a lot of money.
Actually, see, eating a poison grape that like for sure will kill me, I won't do. Going in and emotionally manipulating people, I absolutely will do. It's called Big Brother.
So there's like scenarios where it's like people get like a certain amount of money, like a high amount of money, but they're like, but you're going to take out all your 20 players for the money for yourself. Would you rather give 20 people a shot at 5 million and yourself, or do you want to take the money? And it's like what people choose, and it's like certain amounts, certain sums, and that's pretty much all throughout the show. And then you get down to like the final players, and they start really messing with people. And this team is like high solidarity. They're very on the, like, you think they're all on the same moral code, and then they start like overturning rocks and going like, well, what about this? And like, what about your family? And like all this,
because they're getting closer. They can taste it.
And that is exactly what the reality show of Squid Game should have been. And so I feel like that's the whole subject of the show, is like, how far are you willing to go for how much?
And I think that's kind of what they wanted. And in a way they did portray that. I think that underlining theme's very much there. I just think that the way they went about it, at least from like an audience standpoint, as like someone who watches Squid Games for the Squid Games, you know, for that sort of like devastating, like who's gonna die, because like all the main characters that they focused on lived, and it's besides like his best friend, a few died along the way, but like even his best friend, like I didn't even care about that death because I felt like I didn't get enough of that
him in
relationship to know.
And then they developed that relation, hi Milo, later on, but it was almost too late.
Yeah,
like I agree. I think that, or even if it happened again, come here Milo, come here,
he's curious.
He's such a shy little boy. Come here, honey.
Oh, Milo.
You guys never see Milo because he's such a shy little boy. Hi, honey.
This is his moment.
I think that there was an opportunity to like maybe the main captain of the game, like what if he died and then the main character feels guilty for that and then he comes back and he's like, guess what, I'm the like, and it would have been repetitive, but at least that was a little different than like, I don't know, it just felt it did feel a little messy. It felt
even like, so the guy who plays the games with the people before like he offers the business card, his death felt underwhelming to me. His acting, phenomenal. His acting in that scene where they're doing the Russian roulette. What would you
have wanted his death to look like?
I felt like it was too soon. Like I felt like I didn't get enough clarity.
That was one of the things that I liked about that season, was that it showed the main character that everybody in the group that run the Squid Games are willing to take it as far as they need to. And that they don't feel that they're willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater purpose of the game.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I felt like it kind of came from nowhere. I loved the scene itself. Like, I wouldn't change anything within the scene, especially when he's like, are you lucky? And it's like down to like 2 chances and he does it. And there's like, now it's like for sure it's the bullet. And it like, that was just phenomenal. Like this idea that like he is lucky, but he's meant to be lucky. Like it was so good. It felt like just kind of where it landed. Maybe I'm just frustrated with like how the season turned out overall. That I
think everybody kind of was, but I also think like no season will ever be as good as the first season because we had never seen anything like that.
I mean, I guess
like our expectations were mad high.
But I mean, they were.
And there were still bangers. Like Thanos and that character was the fire.
That was
and I
the
love
best
that
part.
they like took the real actor and the real celebrity and his story and integrated that into the show. Like I think he had a lot of opportunity to develop that character in the way that he felt was the best. And like, do you know about that celebrity at all?
Oh yeah, Big Bang.
Yeah, Big Bang.
Or his name is Top. The Big Bang was his K-pop group.
Yeah, and that's what I think his rise to fame was Big Bang. And then he like fell into substance use and like his like name and his, what is the word I'm looking for? Like his,
oh, I know what you're trying to see. His presence online, or his presence as a K-pop artist.
Yeah, that's not the word I'm looking for, but like his reputation was like damaged. And then, you know, he's down in the dumps in that process, and then he goes into this game. And so like he got to contribute that, I think, to his character. And I think that's really cool that he was able to like develop that. I think they gave him free range to just be like, improv this, do whatever you want.
I don't think they paid him for this. I don't think he was paid for this role. I think this was his
comeback.
It
was a great comeback. He did great. He's one of the best.
Do not like him. International fans love him. Koreans do not like him.
Is it because he doesn't behave like a Korean?
Yes. It's because of his past, his substance abuse. I believe it was
so
weed.
It's still incredibly taboo.
Yeah, I believe
which makes sense. I think culturally there's like higher standards in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
But and especially with K-pop, I've heard a lot of like information that like K-pop artists are under like heavy scrutiny. They have a lot of pressure on them. They are meant to train for like very, very long periods of time before they go and perform. Like it's almost kind of like a regime in terms of being like a K-pop artist. Like it's not as magical as people think.
No, it's definitely not.
So I could see that there would be like, you know, like his reputation might be destroyed, but I think he was an incredible actor for the role that he had. I think,
dude, he was so, the way when they were doing the voting and he would run up
the skip
vote,
and his dancing so and like just his behavior. I'm sad that he died. I understand why he had to, but I almost wish that he hadn't.
Me
like,
too.
I would have rather had the other guy go.
Honestly, and I think a part of that has to do with the fact that like he was not the one thing, but he was one of the reasons why like I was so interested in the actual season, is because I loved his character.
I will say that like I was kind of sad, but I was also like, damn, like like that is Korean writing right there. Where like in the first game, he like falls in love with that girl, and he's like, oh, like you and me, like we're gonna be a thing, and then she dies like 2 seconds later, and they're like, nah, fam, like she gone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like that's cutthroat, man. Like,
yeah, and then he immediately just starts. He's like, "I'm gonna get high for this, because what the fuck else am I gonna do?"
well, and it was like I immediately saw the two of them. I'm like, great, now we have our two villain couple, like the way that we did in the first season. And then 2 seconds later, they're like, think again. And I was like, that's amazing. Like
Right?
I wish that they would have done that a little bit more in the show too. Is they almost responded to what our expectations would have been and gone, guess what? That's not this fucking season. Because that was that. You're like, oh, great. Like, this is the same thing. And then they were like, no. And you're like, oh.
I think that's what they were trying to do, and in some ways were successful. But I don't know. I do think that the writing could have been stronger. I think there's more they could have done to recreate the magic of the first seasons, but still not only continue the story forward to show that there's more than just like the actual
I think
games.
It would have been cool to like almost put the main character in a position where he wasn't surrounded by people that he could like unite with. Like they almost like kept picking off the people that he was getting close with. And then the main guy, like the main villain, like was like, I'm recruiting you.
What do you mean?
Like you're going to be the next game master or you're going to die.
Yeah.
And then seeing what his choice would be.
I think he probably would have chose death though.
Well, who knows?
I guess so.
I don't know. I don't, but see, I don't know if I could write better.
I could. I think that's my problem, is I feel like I genuinely could. I guess it depends. I don't know where the actual like story creators plan on taking it. So like in hindsight, this could like, yeah, it might be slightly boring season, but like it could take it into a place where we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I
hope so.
I just think that like, again, if you have to make a somewhat filler season, I just found it was boring. To me, it was boring.
Yeah.
I think the pacing was kind of off too. I felt like they were rushing through it again, which is why I felt like I didn't get a chance to connect with the characters.
Like the last 4 episodes were really rushy.
They were super rushy. And they think there's only 8 episodes in total. And in the first season, there's 12. So you have more time to like flesh out what's happening, sort of get like wrap your head around it as like the protagonist was.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you also have to take into consideration
I guess like the first half of the season, they weren't even in the games.
They weren't even in the games. And like they even like, I think there's a couple episodes where like, yes, they're in the games, but then they get out before, and then they take a while before they go back in. And then like to see everybody again. Like the first season did a really good job. The second season had potential and still does like do a decent job of like displaying probably what they needed to display. I just think the writing could have been stronger. I think there's more creative ways they could have.
Do you think the writing maybe
it.
was impacted because of the strike?
I don't know if that happened in Korea though. The writers, I'm pretty sure
they're Korean.
Yeah, I would assume so. Like the originals in Korean kind of thing. I just think I don't know. Call me Squid Game's producers or writers, whatever. I'll help you through it next time. I just like. There's so many different ways that like could have gone. And like you said, like there's the first Squid Games. What does that look like? We could have put this story on pause and gone back in time.
Well, they're going to do that.
But like without it having to be like a separate thing.
No, I know, but I wonder if that's the other thing, is because they were like, we're going to multiverse this stuff. They left a lot of things out because they're wanting it to show up in other like completely entire like different storylines.
I just think there's so much potential.
Like they're gonna tie the dots between the stories. They will.
Sure. I hope so.
But like I don't know.
I just wish they could have like, or like maybe even like future seasons, if they like do something where somebody's able to like live stream it. Like imagine then where it's like quite literally people are watching this as if like as we watched it. Like that would be so interesting
and very meta. Yeah, I think we wait and see what happens.
And then we
give our final thoughts. But I agree with your points. I wouldn't say I liked this one like even equally as much as the first season, but I'm curious to see where they'll take it. So I'm remaining optimistic.
I am too. I genuinely do. I love that like just dystopian sort of future or even world where like the rich very much are like, here, play for money.
Yeah.
But you have to kill each other. Like Hunger Games was probably one of the first series where I was like, damn, like I love this.
Spencer loves fighting.
I love fighting to the death.
I see your points, and I think you gave some incredibly good points.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I just needed to be heard. I needed to get it off my chest, honestly.
This is a safe space, fam. This is a safe space.
Thank you.
And we hit we're only 3 minutes over, but we hit the hour. That's like unheard of.
We did such a good job. We're professionals now.
We're professionals now.
We should get sponsors.
Yeah, you're more likable than me, so that's all up to you, babe.
I don't think that's true.
That's
I think
true.
you're more likable than me.
Nah.
Nah, I think you are.
Nah.
I think you.
Nah.
Leave a comment below. What? Leave a comment below. Which one of us sucks? If it's me, that's fine.
Put in Team Sarah or Team Spencer. That's all I require. And be gentle about it, because I still have low self-esteem. And
Word.
if I see only your name, I'll feel sad.
No, but it'll be like Spencer sucks. We love Sarah.
No, that's not it.
Okay, period.
Okay, so that's this episode. I mean, I feel like we...
Yeah. Let us know if...
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how everybody else felt about this season and where you think that it could go, because maybe there's something that we haven't thought about. But yeah, that was this week's episode. I mean, if you guys want to see more of us, you can check us out we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. I don't know what platform you're listening or watching us on, but we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we are on Spotify. So you can check us out at either _the_dysfunctional_duo. I promise one day I will find a way to just maybe have one name, but apparently that's just not how it works. Or you can find us at dysfunctional-duo.
Take care.
Take care. I say this on my Twitch stream every single time I stream, and I don't know why I feel the need to say it today, but do something kind for yourself this week. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.